Students, welcome back. In the previous session, we have learnt about the Mendeleev's work, the conversion of Mendeleev's work into Moseley's work. In order to have a fine understanding of modern periodic table, there is a prerequisite. So, what is that prerequisite? It is all about learning about structure of an atom, fundamental particles of an atom, isotopes, isobars, isotones, isodiaphers, isosters, and so on. So, some of the elementary aspects of basics of atomic structure or structure of an atom we will be learning today to have a fine understanding of modern periodic table. Without understanding atomic structure basics, it is extremely difficult to go further, to understand further. So, always a teacher in between, he teaches so structure of an atom basics or atomic structure basics. So, we are no more an exception. So, let us move forward. Let us move on to the first slide. Well, this is how atom looks like. You are very much convinced from your learning in your schooling system that matter is composed of atoms. Well, this atom have some fundamental particles. Initially, Dalton said atom is indivisible and it is indestructible. However, it is proved that atom can be divisible. Of course, it cannot be indestructible. And different theories have been evolved. We will learn very elaborately in atomic structure. But presently, the essentials, whatever is required for the understanding of modern periodic table, will be learning. Well, so this is an atom basically. So, atom is having two things. So, one is nuclear part, that means nucleus. This is nuclear part. The other one is extra nuclear part. So, extra nuclear, this is extra nuclear part. So, there are two things. One is atom is of two parts. One is nuclear part and another is extra nuclear part. So, what this nuclear and extra nuclear part contains? Mind you students, you can see the dots. Na? This dot is starting from the nucleus here, starting from the nucleus. So, that these are nothing but electrons. They are nothing but electrons. So, these dots are nothing but electrons. So, extra nuclear part contains electrons. That is the first part. And nuclear part contains protons and neutrons. It contains protons and neutrons. Yeah. So, atom contains two parts, extra nuclear and nuclear. Nuclear contains protons and neutrons. So, you got P plus N. And whereas the extra nuclear part contains electrons. So, there are three fundamental particles, proton, neutron and electron. So, what are proton, neutron and electron? How they are discovered? So, how it has led to the discovery of these fundamental particles we will be learning in atomic structure. So, proton is positively charged, electron is negatively charged and neutron has no charge. This much we are very much known and we are very much convinced as you have studied in your schooling session. Well, we move on to the next slide. This is what exactly I have conveyed. So you find here, you find the extra nuclear part, you have electrons, and nuclear part you have protons and also neutrons. Yeah. So nuclear part, if you see, nuclear part contains two things. So what are the two things? One is protons plus neutrons. So this protons plus neutron constitutes, what it constitutes? Can you make a guess? Protons plus neutrons constitutes atomic mass. Atomic mass. Atomic mass. That means the mass is concentrated. Atomic mass is concentrated in the nuclear part. That means electronic mass is negligible when compared to proton and neutron. This you have learnt. So the atomic mass is considered in terms of only proton and neutrons. It is not considered in terms of electrons. Why? You might have studied. The mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. When compared to 1.66 into 10 power minus 27 kg for proton and neutron, it's very less. That is the reason why electronic mass is neglected when you are weighing, when you are measuring the mass of an atom. So this is the fundamental thing. So what constitutes the atomic mass? Proton and neutrons. So let us learn some more aspects, few basic aspects. Okay. So nucleus. I made it very clear what nucleus contains. Nucleus contains protons and neutrons. And you should know what is the basic radius of the nucleus. 10 power minus 14. So 10 power, it is order of 10 power minus 14 meters. Mind you. Similarly, what is the atom's radius? It is in the order of 10 power minus 10 meters. So mind you students, sometimes you'll be asked basically, so to know, so the radius of the nucleus or the radius of an atom. So, and we'll learn in more detail in atomic structure. Well, we move on to the next slide. Well, here something has been written, something X. So an element is represented as X. You have 118 elements. So those elements have been assigned a symbol, Li, Na, potassium K, carbon C, boron B, aluminium Al. So that is what is the atomic symbol is all about. So for example, here carbon is there, atomic symbol, carbon is there here. And now it has been designated here A and Z. So I have given what is A. So any element, if you take X, if it is here A and here it is Z, so what does it mean? I made it very clear. A is equal to atomic mass or atomic weight. Atomic weight. And Z is called atomic number. This you all well aware. So atomic number is measured in terms of protons. That means where protons are present? In the nuclear part. So number of protons present in the nucleus, number of protons present in the nucleus is nothing but atomic number. Number of protons present in the nucleus. If you want to see, so let us go to a tool. You can see students here. You can see students here. Yeah. I'll make it very simple for you. I'll just move on this. Yeah, fine. Now it is perceivable. Now you can see how many protons are there in nucleus? 20. Now what is the atomic number? You know very well, atomic number of potassium is 19. So there are 19 protons in the nucleus, and protons are positively charged, so plus 19 is given. Similarly, you can see here argon. Argon is having an atomic number 18, it is well known, and plus 18 is given. Why plus 18 is given? Because number of protons are 18. And similarly, and so on, you can see here aluminium. Aluminium is well known, 13. So number of protons in the nucleus are 13. So the atomic number is nothing to do with the extranuclear part. Yeah, it is nothing to do with the extranuclear part. Generally, number of protons is equal to number of electrons. For example, if you take here hydrogen, so hydrogen is having, how to represent hydrogen is having one proton, you know very well, it is having one proton and one electron. Similarly, if you take helium, let us take helium, He. So helium, how it looks? Slightly bigger, naturally. And how many protons are there? 2 protons are there, and extranuclear part, 2 electrons are there. And similarly, one more, you can write carbon. So this is carbon. Carbon slightly bigger, definitely, and if you see 6 protons are there and 6 electrons are there. Protons are positively charged, electrons are negatively charged. So atom is neutral. Charge is balanced. So if there is any alteration in protons or electron, if protons are more, electrons are less, you get positive charge in an atom. That is called ion. If electrons are more, protons are less, and the atom get negatively charged. I hope you understood. That is an ion. NaCl. Na plus Cl minus. So you got an ion. That means, I hope you understood. So that means whenever you get a positive charge, that means number of protons are greater than number of electrons. Whenever you get a negative charge for an atom, then that means number of electrons are more than number of protons. That is the wonderful realization which you can get. So students, you understood now what is an atom, what are the particles present in an atom, and what is atomic number, and what is mass number. So atomic number is something to do with the protons, nothing to do with the extranuclear part, that is electrons. Similarly, atomic mass is something to do with only protons and neutrons, and nothing to do with the extranuclear part. Try to understand. Whether it is atomic mass or atomic number, it is nothing to do with the electronic part. Yeah. Well, let us move on to the next slide. Yeah, good. Now you have learnt about protons and electrons. You use the word, but neutrons. What are these neutrons? How to calculate neutrons? Very simple. Very simple. So number of neutrons, I can say here, number of neutrons. Number of neutrons can be calculated by the formula A minus Z. That means atomic mass minus atomic number. So atomic mass means what? Here, atomic mass, protons plus neutrons, right? Minus atomic number means protons. Number of protons is equal to atomic number. So now you cancel it. Students, you cancel it now. So I cancel proton, proton. Now what you got? Number of neutrons. I hope you understood. It is very clear, simple. No need to memorize. Students are memorizing A minus Z is equal to neutron. No, very simple. Well, Here we will learn something else. Here carbon is having atomic mass 12 and atomic number 6. So A minus Z, this is A and this is Z. So A minus Z is nothing but number of neutrons. So naturally it is A minus Z. That is the difference between atomic mass and atomic number. Nothing but difference. This is a minus. Atomic mass, difference is minus. Atomic mass is 12 minus atomic number is 6. That means there are 6 neutrons in the nucleus. That means this carbon is having 6 protons, 6 neutrons and 6 electrons. Well, 6 protons are positive charged, 6 electrons are negative charged and neutron has no charge. So carbon is neutral. Hope you are very clear. Similarly, this is an isotope of carbon 6 and 14. We will see what is isotope in the next session. Next slide I mean to say. Well, same thing here. So neutrons is equal to A minus Z. What is A? 14. 14 is given. This is A. Right? This is A here. In this case, this is A. Minus Z. Z is nothing but 6. In this case, it is 6 Z. I have given already. This is Z and this is A. So A minus Z is equal to this is 6. Here how much is coming? 8 is coming. So in the isotopes, if you see, so what is varying? Number of neutrons are varying. I hope you understood. Students, now you have learnt all the fundamental particles, all the 3: proton, a positively charged species which resides in the nucleus. Neutron, it is having no charge, chargeless particle, again residing in the nucleus. Well, electron, which is in the extranuclear part, outside the nucleus, bearing a negative charge. So making the protons and electrons, making the atom neutral. Yeah. Hope you understood this slide. So let us move on to the next slide. Well, students, already I have conveyed to you. So why this slide is for, just I want to convey one thing. The nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, atom bombs and Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Till date they have not recovered. There is something to do with the name itself is nuclear fission, nuclear fusion. So something manipulation of the nucleus. All nuclear reactor, atomic reactors. So all this science is associated with the manipulation of the particles of the nucleus, giving nuclear physics, nuclear science and nuclear chemistry and nuclear research. Hope you understood. So just the part I would like to explain, just I want to highlight that. So how the nucleus is manipulated here and by using uranium. Anyhow, you will study these things in chemical kinetics. Let us move on to the next slide. Well, now you learned about the atom. Students, can you tell me, all the atoms have same size? Definitely not. Why? Because the number of particles are varying. I have shown you atomic number is varying with number of protons. Definitely the size also increases. Number of electrons also increasing because number of protons is equal to number of electrons. So you can see here, see this is electronic configuration. Here we learn about this electronic configuration purely in the next session. So hopefully in the live class, very important, on Tuesday 10:30. I will be detailing very important class. Without understanding electronic configuration, it's a myth you understand modern periodic table. And how to remember very easily, effortlessly the modern periodic table, I am going to explain in the Tuesday's class. Hope you are looking for. Yeah. You can see here, there are 2 electrons in this, here 2 electrons and here one electron is there. So here you have 2 electrons in the inner shell, 8 electrons here and 1 electron here in the outer shells. So similarly, inner shell you have 2, 8, 8, 1. So that way here number of shells are increasing, electronic shells. So who is residing there? What is this 2 and 1? What is this 2 and 1? This is electrons. 2, 8, 1 are electrons because they are extra nuclear part. So when extra nuclear part is increasing, naturally you can see the atomic radius increases. You can see here, atomic radius increases. So I have shown you here. So you can see here, as here the size is increasing. As you go down, you can see atomic radius increasing. As you go across the period, atomic radius decreasing. So what I am saying is, so different atoms, I can say different elements have different sizes and they vary based on the electronic structure. That is called atomic structure. So atomic structure means what? Electronic structure. So you are going to, so for example, students, in the chemical reaction, who is participating in the chemical reaction? Electrons. It's not protons. If protons are participating, that is called nuclear science. I told you already. If electrons are participating, then only it is a chemical reaction takes place. So that means you are manipulating the electrons so that the chemical reactions are taking place. That is all about the chemistry, the beauty of chemistry. Hope you understood, students. So here just I want to convey one thing. This periodicities means the trends, whether it is how it is decreasing, why it is decreasing. So all these things, it is a 1 hour full class about atomic radius. Different types of radius are there. Van der Waals radius, covalent radius, metallic radius, lanthanide contraction. So there are some anomalies in 3D and 4D, 3D, 4D and 5D, and you all will be discussing at full length in the coming sessions. Students, let us move on to the next slide. Well, so now you have learnt about fundamental particles, atomic mass, atomic number, and how to calculate number of neutrons from atomic mass and atomic number. Well, now we learn some concepts called isotopes, isobars and isotones for today. And we learn isodiapers, isosters and isoelectronic species in the following classes. Yeah, what is an isotope? You are well aware about hydrogen. I am coming back that one. What is this isotope? Yeah, very, very simple. Isotope is having same atomic number. Students, what is atomic number means? Number of protons. They are having same number of protons. Am I right? So, but different mass numbers. Different mass numbers. Yeah, very simple. You can see here. Consider carbon 13 and carbon 14. And you know, in both cases it is carbon only. Both cases it is carbon only. Students, you can see here, its atomic number is 6. That means it is having same atomic number. It is having same atomic number. Right? Same atomic number, 6 and 6. But different mass numbers. So 13 and 14. So these are called isotopes. So same atomic number and different mass numbers. That's why it is called isotopes. So any element is having same atomic number but different mass number are considered to be isotopes. Now, students, so if you observe, can you calculate number of neutrons in this case? For example, if it is A1 minus Z1, here it is A2, A1 minus Z only, na? We are not changing that. It is only Z. Yeah, see. And A2 minus Z. Yeah, A2 minus Z. So this is A1. For example, if you take X and X generally is, here it will be Z is same only. Here it is A1 and here it is A2. Right? This is the general representation for a isotope. Am I right? This is the general representation. So here we have a same element. It should be same element. Why it should be same element? Because atomic number is same. When atomic number is same, can you take an example to different elements? You can't take such illustration. So same element, that's why X should be same. So Z also is same. Naturally, A1, A2 mass numbers are changing. So that's why A1 minus. So naturally, if you calculate here, students, 13 minus 6. Here it is. How much? In this case, 13 minus 6, and another case, 12 minus 6. Okay. So you can see here, in both cases, in this case you got 7 neutrons, in this case you got 6 neutrons. That means number of neutrons differs in which case? Isotopes. So isotopes basically they differ in number of neutrons. Mind you students, number of neutrons will be differing in isotopes. So let us see another example. Very simple. So hydrogen, all cases hydrogen only, but mass number is changing. Here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3. And you all well aware the differences. Hydrogen, the other one is deuterium, this is called tritium. All cases 1, 1, 1. But mass number is considered changing. So 1 is the mass number here, A1, A2, A3, that means changing. Now calculate the number of neutrons. You can see here 1 minus 1 how much? 0. Here 0 neutrons. Can you see here? 0 neutrons. Here 2 minus 1 how many? 1 neutron. You can see here 1 neutron. Similarly 3 minus 1 how many neutrons? So 2 neutrons here. So here number of neutrons are varying. You can see here there is a 0 neutron, 1 neutron and 2 neutron. It is having same number of protons. You can see here same protons, same number of protons. Okay, mass number is same. So here mass number differs. So you can see here number of neutrons are changing. Students, I hope with this example you got a better understanding of isotopes. Next, another example, same thing. Oxygen. So oxygen atomic mass. Let us take another color. Take white. You can take oxygen. Take oxygen in this case. So what is the oxygen atomic number? 8. So number of protons are same. Mass number is how much here? 16 here. Here how much? 18 here. So in this case, what are the number of neutrons? Number of neutrons, if you calculate, how much? In this case, number of neutrons will be 8. In this case, number of neutrons will be 10. So in this case, number of neutrons will be 8. Here it is written 8 neutrons. In this case, it is 10 neutrons. So number of neutrons will be varying. Already you have seen here, it is 6 neutrons here, and here you have 14 minus 6, 8 neutrons here. So number of neutrons will change. Neutron number is changing in the case of isotopes. Well students, there are some more examples you can practice, okay, at home, and definitely you will find number of neutrons differs. So number of neutrons differs. So here that means, try to understand, mass number changes, number of neutrons changes, but Z no change. This is the understanding of isotopes. Next, well students, let us move on to the next slide. Isobars. Well, slightly different. Here atomic number is static, earlier case, am I right? Which is differing? Atomic mass is differing. Students, here you observe, here what is fixed? Mass number is not changing. So which is changing? Atomic number is changing. So if atomic number is changing, definitely students, you have to write X and Y, am I right? And that means A and A only will be writing, but definitely Z1 and Z2 will be writing. I hope you understood. So here you have different atomic numbers and same mass number. So that is all about isobars. Example is, you can see here, carbon, nitrogen. So two different elements having different atomic numbers. Okay, but same mass number, yeah. Next, some more example, students. So here I am giving an example basically to differentiate isobars and isotopes. So the first one is the example of isotopes. This is isotopes. Second is the example of isobars. So together we will learn here. Now here what is fixed? Atomic number is fixed. Here what is fixed? Mass number is fixed. I hope you understood. Okay. Here what is varying in this case? First case, what is varying? So mass number is varying. You can see here mass number is varying 6, 7, 8. Here what is varying? Atomic number is varying. When atomic number varying means what? Element will change. So element here is changing. So I hope you understood the difference between isotopes and isobars. Well, students, let us move to the next topic, that is isotones. So what are these isotones here? Isotones. Well, very simple. Very simple. Isotones. Now, both mass number and atomic number may change. Amazing. First case, which is fixed? Atomic number is fixed in the case of isotopes. Next case, isobars case, which is fixed? Which is fixed? Mass number is fixed. Now in this case, both are varying. So which is you are varying? So here A, I am writing simply varies. Next, Z varies. Z varies. But what is same? What is same? Wonderful. Number of neutrons are same. See here, atoms having same number of neutrons. So here these having same number of neutrons. So isotones means you must remember isotones have same number of neutrons. So let us take an example here given. See, A minus Z. So A minus Z, that is 131 minus 78. 131 minus 78 gives 53 here. Similarly, here A is 127, Z is 74. So A minus Z, that is 127 minus 74 gives 53. It gives 53. Yeah, have a look here. So 120 is A minus Z. 127 minus Z is 74. 74 means it is corresponds to tungsten. Tungsten. You should know all these things that I told you to read and thoroughly. So I am going to ask in the exam. 127 minus 74 is 53. So that means here it is 53, here it is 53. So neutron number is same. So it is isotone. So we'll see some more examples, students. Please work out here A minus Z in this case and A minus Z in this case. So and naturally you'll be getting the same value. So here in this case 31 minus 15. Second case 32 minus 16. So in both cases you will be getting 16. So neutron number is same. Similarly, work out, students. Calcium and potassium, please work out at home. So naturally you will understand the definitions. Okay. So here the atoms are coming from the different element. See here, this is phosphorus, this is sulfur, this is calcium, this is potassium. So mass numbers are different, atomic numbers are different. Yeah. Another example, students. You can see here germanium, arsenic, selenium. All three are different elements. Different elements have different what number? Atomic number and also mass number. And naturally, so this is how so neutrons can be, isotones can be understood. Similarly, so you can work out these examples. I have given more and more examples so that you will understand the definition, you remember the definition, you apply the definition precisely. So please work out all these things at home kindly. And now lastly, I would like to basically condense. In the condensed format, we learn all the three: isotopes, isobars, and isotones. So first one, these are the atoms of the same element. These are the atoms of different element. Why it is different element? Because atomic number is changing. Atomic number is changing. In this case also atomic number is changing. So definitely these also having different number of protons. Right? So here we have same atomic number, different mass numbers. Reverse. Same mass number, different atomic numbers. Here both are different. So protons are different. So and atomic mass is different, but same number of neutrons. So this is how isotopes, isobars, and isotones can be well known. Yeah, students, this is what today you have learnt. Okay, isodiapers I will discuss in the following classes. And today you have learned atom, subatomic particles, atomic number, mass number, isotopes, isobars, isotones. I hope you are perfect with the basics and you are prepared and you are programmed well to understand the modern periodic table. So let us wait for the next session to follow. I am going to take up electronic configuration. So how to write the electronic configuration basically? What is an orbit? What is an orbital? So how to write the electronic configuration for different elements? So students, thanks for bearing me. Good day. See you.